Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Akwatians. This is the Baltimore Sabbath Service, December the 23rd. We're going to start Second Kings 4, verse 32 to 38. First in the Hebrew and then in the English.
Second Kings chapter 4, verse 2 in the Hebrew. Aliyashah. Habiyatha. Hana. Ar. Man. Ma. Mashakab. Al. Matafwa. Verse 33. Wayaba'a. Wayasadar. Ba'ar. Ba'ai. Shani. Yaham. Yatapalal. Al. Yahamba. Verse 34. Waya'al. Al. Hayalad. Wayashab. Wayasham. Yawa. Wa. Wa'ayan yawa. Al. Ayan yawa. Wakapiyan. Al. Kapawa. Gahar. Wayagahar. Al yawa. Yakum. Bashar. Hayawad. Wayashad. Wayalak. Yah. Aka. Hana. Ka. Hana. Waya'al. Wayagahar. Al yawa. Wayazarar. Wayazawarar. Anahar. Ai. Shabai. Ma'ainu. Wayapaka. Anahar. Ah. Yanyawa. Verse 6. Wayakapara. Al. Wayakazna. Wayamar. Para'ah. Al. Ashanyam. Hashanamya. Haza'am. Wayakora'ah. Zabuwa'ah. Awiwa. Wayamar. Sha'aya. Bun. Verse 37. Ah. Oh, ow. Magalia. With the shock. Aratazah. With the sha'ah. Ah. Yeah. Verse 38. Wa'aliyah. Shai. Shah. Lagla. Agalagala. Mahara'ai. Aratasa. Wabunya. Nabya. Anabiyam. Yashabyam. Lapunya. Wayamar. Lana Iowa. Lana Iowa. Shapat. I said, yard. Agadwala. Oban. Obashal. Yad. Labunya. Anabia Ayam. That's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 32 to 38 in the English. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 32. And when Elisha was coming to the house, behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. Verse 33. And he went in therefore and shut the door upon them twine and prayed unto the Most High. 34. And he went up and lay upon the child and put his mouth upon his mouth and his eyes upon his eyes and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Verse 35. When he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him, and the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. Verse 36. And he called Gehazi and said, call this Shunammite. So he called her, and when she was come in unto him, he said, take up thine son. Verse 37. And when she went in and fell at his feet and bowed herself to the ground and took her son and went out. Swap. Okay, now. Verse 38. And Elisha came again to Gilgal, and there was a dearth in the land, and the son of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said unto his servants, sit on the great pot, and seeth pottage for the sons of the prophets. And verse 38, when it say dark, you know what that means? When it said, and Elisha came again to Gilgal, and there was a dearth in the land.
Definition of darf is a scarcity or lack of something. So that's what he's saying. It was like scarce,
Lack of food.
I said lack of something. So yeah, so it was scarcity of land,
So it's a poor land. It's a lack of everything there.
Lack of something. More than likely, it's talking about like food and things like that.
All right, now we're going to be reading.
That's another thing if I could too. If ever you come across words and stuff like that, that's why we have our dictionaries available, our Bible dictionaries. Just look these words up, and it brings the scripture more to life for us. You know what I'm saying? So, you should definitely have that Zondervan's Bible dictionary, available, especially when you're reading and studying, because some of these words we don't know because we don't speak it. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't use dark every day in our daily life. You see what I'm saying? So, always have that Bible dictionary available. That way, it brings out more of the scripture. You understand?
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 39 to 44. And then we're going to go to first Salaki. We're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 39 to 44. And then 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1.
God. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 39. Akad, Al, Ashaddah, Balakwat, Ara, Oyamataza, the pun, Shaddah, Oyalakwat, Mamanwa, Pukwa Shaddah, Malaa, Bagadwa, Ba'a, Palak, Al, Ziyar, Hanaziyad, Kayala, Yadaiwa, verse 40. Wayataza, Wayataza Kwakwa, La Anashium, La Akawal, Wayahaya, Kalam, Mahanaz, Mahanayaz, Salaki, Mahanayaz, Mahanyad, Mahanzayad, Wahamad, Teza Aikwa, Wayamarwa, Mawak, Asiyar, Ayash, Alahayim, Wala Yakalwa, La Akal, verse 41, Wayamar, Kwakwa, Kwamak, Wayashalak, Al, Hasiyar, Wayamar, Tazak, Wa'ain, Wayakalwa, Wala Hayah, Debar, Rai, Asiyar, verse 42. Wa Ayash, Ba'a, Maba'al, Shalasha, wa Yaba'a, La Ayash, Alahayim, Lakam, Lakawarium, Aisharium, Lakam, Sha'arium, Wakaramal, which has a Kalunwa, Wayamar, Thun, La'ain, Wayakalwa, verse 43, Wayamar, Masharafwa, Maha, Athun, Zaha, the Punya, Tma'a, Ayash, Wayamar, Thun, La'ain, Wayakalwa, Kaya, Ka, Amar, Yahweh, Akal. What's a Wahabathar, verse 44. Wayathan, the Punyaham, Wayakalwa, Wayawatharwa, Kadabar, Yahweh. This is 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. Wana Aimun, Shar, Tezaba'a, Malak, Aram, Hayah, Ayash, Gadawal, Lapunya, Adunyawa, Wana Sha'a, Punyam, Kaya, Uwa, Lathan, Yahweh, Ashawa'ai, Aram, Ayash, Hayah, Gabawar, Kayal, Matazarai. Let's see, stop for this one, right? That's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 5, chapter 4, verse 39 to 44, and then 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. Verse 39. And one went out into the field to gather herbs, and found a wild vine, and gathered thereof wild gorges, his lap full, and came and shred them into the pot of pottage, for they knew them not. Verse 40. So they poured out for the men to eat. And it came to pass, as they were eating of the pottage, that they cried out and said, O thou man of God, there is death in the pot. and they could not eat thereof. Verse 41. But he said, then bring meal, and he cast it into the pot. And he said, pour out for the people, that they may eat. And there was no harm in the pot. Verse 42. And there came a man from Baal Shalisha, and brought the man of the Most High bread, the man of God bread of the first fruits, 20 loaves of barley, and 4 ears of corn, and the husk thereof. And he said, give unto the people, that they may eat. Verse 34. And his servitor said, what should I eat? What should I set this before 100 men? He said again, give the people, that they may eat. For thus saith the Most High, they shall eat and shall leave thereof. Verse 44. So he set it before them, and left thereof, according to the word of the Most High. Chapter 5, 1 Kings chapter 5. Second Kings chapter 5, verse 1. Now Naaman, captain of the host and king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Most High had given deliverance to Syria. Also a mighty man in Galilee, but he was a keeper.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. 433. You said the word twain. All right. Say it again. So this Second Kings chapter 4, verse 33. He went in and shut the door upon them twain and prayed into the definition of twain is pretty much it's an archaic term for two. So and then it shut from the doors. And 33. Then it say verse 34, and he went up and lay upon his child and put his mouth upon his mouth, and his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. So you realize the child was about to pass at this point. You know, so that's he just putting his body on the child. You see what I'm saying? Like you know, when someone's ready to pass or they are passing, you know, their body starts to turn cold. So he just laid his body on the child at this point. That was it? What's up? We'll be at the
Now we're in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 2 to 8. I'm going to read first in the Hebrew, then in the English.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 2. Where you're wrong. It says an hour. Got a warrior. Where you Shabwa. Ma'arataza. Yasha'ala. Ma'ira. Patana. With a higher. The punya. The shah. Na'iman, verse 4, it's like verse 3. With a mar, al, Kabaratha, Akalia, Adunya, Lapunya, Hanabya Ashar, Shamarwa, Az, Yasa, Afwa, Matazara, Aithwa, verse 4. Where you God, La Adunya, La Amar, because of because of the Bara, Hana Ira, Ashar, Ma'arataza, Yasha'ala, verse 5, Wayamar, Malak, Arum, Lak, Lakah, Ba'a, Washamaka, Sapar, Al, Malak, Yasha'ala, Wayalak, Wayakwak, Bayadwa, Aishar, Kakaria, Kasa, Washashah, Alapium, Zahab, Wa Aishar, Kalayakwa, Bagadium, verse 6, Wayaba'a, Asapar, Ar, so like all, Malak, Yasha'ala, La Amal, Wa Aitha, Kabawa'a, Asapar, Hazah, Alyaka, Hana, Shalakafya, Aliyaka, Na'iman, Aibadya, Wa Asapakwa, Matazara Aithwa, verse 7. Wayahaya, Kukura'a, Malak, Yasha'ala, Asapar, Wayakurai, Wagadiwa, Wayamar, Alahayim, Anya, Lahamaya, Wahala, Walahakiwa, Kaya, Zahar, Shalak, Alya, La'asat, Ayash, Matazara Aikwa, Kaya, Ak, the Iwa, the Rawa'awa, Kaya, Matha Ana, Hawa'a, Laya. What's that?
Stop at 5 through 8.
Verse 8, Wayahaya, Shemai, Aliyashai, Ayash, Ha'alahayim, Kiyah, Korai, Malak, Yasha'ala, Bagadiwa, Wayashalak, Al, Hamalak, La'amar, Lama, Kora'ith, Bagadika, Yaba'a, Alya, Wayadai, Kiyah, Yash, Nabi Ya'a, Yasha'ala. That's it.
And we're going to read 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 2 through 8. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife. Verse 3. And she said unto her mistress, with the Most High, my Lord, wherewith the prophets there is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. Verse 4. And one went in and told his Lord, saying, thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. Verse 5. And the king of Syria said, go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed, and took with him 10 talents of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of remnant. Verse
Right.
6.
Right.
It's like raiment. Verse 6. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, Now, when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayest recover him of his leprosy. Verse 7. And it came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes and said, Am
I?
okay, am I the Most High to kill and to make alive, that this man doeth sin unto me to recover a man of his leprosy? Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. Verse 8. And it was so, when Elisha, the man of the Most High, had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, Wherefore hast thou rent thine clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. Hey, can you go over this?
Sure.
Yeah,
so what we got, like the king of Syria, he has leprosy. So you got the maid from Israel, and she's pretty much a handmaid at this point. And she like, listen, I can send word to my king, the king of Israel, like pretty much saying like, trying to get rid of his leprosy. He sent his man over there to the king of Israel. The king of Israel like, am I God? Like, am I going to get rid of this leprosy for you? And that's when Elisha rose and pretty much told him, like, there's a man amongst you. You see what I'm saying? Because the king of Israel looked at him like, what you got, a problem with me or something? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, when he say, am I God? Like, you got a quarrel against me? You see what I'm saying? Like, you have a problem with me. And he tore his clothes, and that's when Elisha sent and said, listen, you got a prophet amongst you. Pretty much at this point.
Elisha said that to the king of Israel.
He sent a message to the king of Israel saying, you have a prophet amongst you. Talking about himself.
So saying that you can have somebody that can get this done.
Pretty much, like, yeah, you got a prophet amongst you, like, because it was laws to how we. Yeah, remember, it was laws to how we treated leprosy. You see what I'm saying? Unless you knew those things.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So this king of Israel right here wasn't following. But we still were. This still is okay. Yeah, because Elijah here. So the kingdom is split still right now.
I believe so. I think that's what we at still. I believe where the kingdom is split. So let's just tell them like you got a prophet amongst you. You feel me? Like I know exactly, pretty much like I know what to do here. You see what I'm saying? What's on my record? No.
So now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 9 through 15. First in the Hebrew, then in the end.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 9. Ba'a La'ayman. That's a waswa. Or a kabwa. Waya Aymad. Patha. Abiyah. Ala Yashai. Verse 10. Waya Shalach. Al Ala Yashai. Malaka. La'amar. Kalamaka. Warakataza. Shabai. Ha'ayim. Radan. Yashab. Sharak. Bakam. Tahar. Verse 11. Kwataza. La'ayman. Wayalak, Wayamar, Hana, Amarakia, Alia, Yataza, Yataza, Wa'imad, Wakura, Shum, Yahara, Alahayawa, Wahanya, Yadwa, Al, Hamakawam, Wa'asa, Hamatazaride, verse 12, Hala'ah, Tawab, Abanah, Uparapar, Naharawa, the Mashak, Makol, Mayamya, Yasha'ala, Hala'ah, Arakatazah, Bahum, Taharathia, where your pun, where your lock, or Kamar, verse 13, where your Gashwa, Ibadua, where your Debarwa, Aliwa, where your Marwa, Aviyah, the bar, the wall, Anabia, the bar, Aliyaka, Alawa'a, the Aisha, Wa'a, Kaya, Amar, Alika, Wakatazah, Tahar, verse 14, or your rod, or your tabal, or your radan, Shabai, Pa'anyam, Kadabar, Ayash, Alahayam, or your shab, Bashara, Kabashar, Na'ar, Kutan, or your Tahar, that's not that.
Verse 15.
Verse 15, or your shab, Al, Ayash, Alahayam, Hawa'a, Wakal, Wakana, Hawa, or your Ba'a, or your Aimad, Napunyawa, or your Mar, Hana, Na'a, Yada Aith, Kaya, Ayan, Alahayam, Bakal, Arataza, Kaya, Yasha'ala, Wa Aitha, Kwak, Na'a, Baraka, Ma'a, Ibadka. That's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 9 through 15 in the English. 2 Kings chapter 9. So Naaman came with his horses and with his chariots and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. Verse 11. And Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he would surely come out to me, and stand, and call on the name of the Most High, his power, and strike his hand over the place, and recover the leper. Verse 12. Are not, verse 12. Are not Abana, the far part, Salaki, are not Abnama, the far part, river of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage. Verse 13. And his servants came near and spake unto him and said, My father, and said, My father, If the prophet had bid thee do some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? How much rather then, when he saith to thee, wash and be clean. Verse 14. Then went he down and dipped himself 7 times in Jordan, according to the saying of the man of the Most High. And his flesh came again like unto the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. Verse 15. And he returned to the man of the Most High, he and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, Behold, now I know that there is no God in all the earth but in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing of thine servant.
Yeah, so if you see Elisha just pretty much gave him the law. Say go and bathe, 7 days. You see what I'm saying? You'll be clean again. And his flesh came upon him. He was waiting for a miracle or something, He wanted him to put his hands on him. He was very Christian-like, He wanted them to lay hands on him, and then all of a sudden he healed. That's not what happened. He told them what we're supposed to do in the case of a person having leprosy, which is go bathe 7 days. And that's what Elisha told him, and that's what happened. That's what healed him. You see what I'm saying?
So when they talk about leprosy, is it something that needs? But I know
leprosy is
anybody got, but it's something that they got. This could be dirt.
It's like a skin like disease type thing. Like you see what I'm saying? Like a disorder. That people will get that turn white. Like it pretty much take the skin off of it. So like say I was to get leprosy on my arm or something like that, my arm would be white. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the leprosy.
It's a medical term for, I forgot what it's called, vitiligo or something like that. I don't know. I'm looking at it. But sometimes the thing is, what makes it
they call it Hansen's disease. Hansen's disease. It's an infection caused by slow-growing bacteria called mycobacteria. Betrayed.
also vitiligo is another version of it too.
What's that, sir?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
That's a two-tone person.
That's
a version of it if you don't stop.
With
vitiligo, at some point it'll stop.
And your skin good and your color come back.
Yeah. Or just stop.
Stop spreading.
Then that means
you're good. Yeah, so that's what that was. So like a bacteria, you tell them go bathe. You see what I'm saying? Go wash 7 days, and you should, you'll be good. He was expecting him to call something up the sky, and all of a sudden things like that happen. That's why he got mad when he left. Like, I came all this way, you told me to go bathe. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why they had to find Elisha, because Elisha knew the law of the Lord. And that's what, if you read previously in the law, if a person had, leprosy, that's what they were told to do. They were unclean. They had to leave the camp. They had to bathe a certain amount of time, and then they can come back into the camp once a priest inspected them. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that was.
It was that simple, just to take a shower.
Just keep bathing because hey, they're serious. But a lot of these heathen nations, they don't bathe. They don't believe in it. Like they don't bathe unless they sweat. You see what I'm saying? So they go all winter. They ain't sweating, they ain't bathing, and they literally will do that.
And
Probably 16, right?
Now we have 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 16 through 21. We're going to read first in the Hebrew and then in the English.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 16. Wayamar, Hayah, Kaya, Yahweh, Ashar, I'm a Dakia, the Punua, a Quack, Waya Patazar, Wa, Lakwaka, Waya Amun, Waya Ma'an, verse 17. Waya Mar, Na'aimun, Wala Yathan, Na'a, La'ibadka, Masha'a, Tazamad, Puradumyum, Anama, Kaya, Lawa'a, Ya Aisha, Aiwad, Aibadka, Aila, was a Bak, La Alahayim, Akarium, Kaya, La Yahawa, verse 18, La Bar, Hazah, the Salat, Yahweh, La Ibadka, Wa'a, Adunya, Baya, Rama 1, Mahashathak, Wa, Shema, Wahawa'a, Nasha'aim, Al, Yadia, Wahashathak, Wahashathak, Wayathia, Waya, Raman, Wahashathak, Waya, Raman, Yasalak, Na'a, Yahweh, La Ibadka, Badabar, Hazah, verse 19, Wayamar, Lawa, Laka, Lashok, Lashalom, Wayalaka, Ma'afwa, Kabarad, Aratazah, verse 20, Wayamar, Yakazia, Na'ar, Aliyashah, Ayash, Alahayim, Hana, Kashak, Adunya, La'aiman, Aramya, Hazah, Makuka, Mayadwa, Ashar, Habiyah, Kaya, Yahweh, Kaya, Batazafya, Akaryam, Wala Kwakafya, Ma'akwa, Wa'amawa, Wa'amawama, verse 21. Waya Radak, Yakazia, Akarya, Na'aiman, Waya Ra'a, Na'aiman, Ratazah, Akarya, Waya Paul, Ma'al, Hamarakaba, Akora Afwa, Wayamar, Hashalom. 21, right? That's it.
Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 16 to 21 in the English. Verse 16. But he said, as the Most High liveth, before whom I stand, I will receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. Verse 17. And Naaman said, Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thine servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods, but unto the Most High. Verse 18. And this thing the Most High pardon thine servant, that when my master goeth into the house of Ramon to worship there, and he leaneth on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Ramon. When I bow down myself in the house of Ramon, the Most High pardon thy servant in this thing. Verse 19. And he said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. Verse 20. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of the Most High, said, Behold, my master has spared Naaman this Syrian, and not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Most High liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. Verse 21. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, Is all well? Wow. So Naaman was trying to give him something for blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But Elijah said, No, I don't want it. He refused it. And then verse 17, Naaman said, Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules burden of earth? What do you mean?
He pretty much saying like, so pretty much you ain't gonna take this, like you ain't gonna take like whatever the gift was that he was given, you ain't taking these things. Like he's kind of reiterating, like, pray to be given to thy servant 2 mules burden of earth.
Like it. Well,
that's what he wanted to give him.
And what do you mean by burden of earth?
I actually don't know. I just can't really come back in.
No. And then Elijah told him, For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods.
Say it again.
Oh, and then Elijah told him to. Oh, and he said, My servant will from here forth, like from here on, verse 17, after the used burden of earth.
Yeah, you ain't gonna offer nothing to these false gods, you feel me? Remember, this is a heathen too, you feel me? Yeah, so they had their own false gods and all that kind of stuff, He's like, nah, I ain't worshiping none of them. I'm only gonna worship the Lord, the Most High, you see what I'm saying? Good.
Yeah. All right, so now we're in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 22 to 27. I'm going to read first in the Hebrew, then in the English.
What number is this?
We have number 6. Got 7.
2 Kings chapter 5, verse 22 through 27 in the Hebrew. 1 Kings 5, verse 22. Wayamar, Shalom, Adunya, Shalakanwa, La'amar, Hana, Aitha, Zaha, Ba'awa, Alia, Shanya, Na'arian, Mahar, Aparya, Mabunya, Hanabya Ayam, Dana, Na'a, Laham, Kakar, Kasak, Washafya, Kalapawa, Bagadia, verse 23, Oyamar, Na'ayman, Hawa'al, Kwak, Kakarium, Oyaparantazar, Kawa, Wayatazar, Kakarium, Kasak, Rashanya, Karakyum, Rashapya, Kalapawa, Bagadium, Wayathan, Al, Shanya, Naayawa, Wayasha'awa, Lapunyawa, verse 24, Wayaba'a, Al, Ha'ipal, Wayakwak, Mayadam, Wayapakwad, Babayad, Wayashalak, Ah, Ha'anashiam, Wayalakwa, verse 25. Muhammad, Ba'a, Waya Imad, Al, Adanyawa, Wayamar, Aliyawab, Aliyashai, Ma'an, Yakazia, Wayamar, La'a, Halak, Aibadka, Ana, wa Ana, verse 26, Wayamar, Aliwa, La'a, Abiyah, Halak, Ka'ashar, Hapak, Ayash, Ma'al, Marakaprathwa, Lakora'athka, Ha'ai, Lakoka, Hakasak, Oyalaka, Walakwaka, Bagadium, Wazayathim, Wakarumium, Wazazaan, Wabakwar, Waibadium, Washapak, Washapakwa, verse 27, Watazara'ai, Na'iman, Dadabak, Waka, Wabazaraika, La'iwalam, Uyataza'a, Walapanyawa, Watazarai, Kashalab. That's it.
Okay. Now we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 22 to 27 in the English. Verse 22. And he said, all is well, my master. So like he said, all is well. My master has sent me, saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. Verse 23. And Naaman said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. Verse 24. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand, and bestowed them in the house. And he let the men go, and they departed. Verse 25. But he went in and stood before his master, and Elisha said unto him, whence comest thou, Gehazi? And he said, thy servant went no whither. Thine servant went no whither. Verse 26. And he said unto him, went not my heart with thee, when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money, and to receive garments, and olive yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and maid servants? Verse 27. The leprosy thereof of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thine seed forever. And he went out from his presence, a leopard as white as snow. That's it.
can see leprosy is still here today. You feel?
Come.
Go ahead, sis.
27, when it says your leprosy shall cleave unto you, unto the seed, meaning like his hairs are happening, shrouded.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me what we at.
Yeah, 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 1 through 7. It's a lot before we get that. If it clean unto his children, it's a different type of leprosy now. Is this like something that is like hereditary, like now in the world, and not something that can be cleaned off of you now?
Not necessarily think it's leprosy, like hereditary per se, but like you know, it's a law that we don't have. Like in Israel, like we shouldn't have blonde hair. You see what I'm saying? That's a form of leprosy. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, people have blonde hair, you feel me? Like naturally. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why Israel, like, even though women not supposed to put blonde hair in their heads. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a form of leprosy. But I don't think it's like a bacteria infection that's hereditary or something like that. It may be like a pigmentation or something like that. You feel?
Yeah. Come. I was asking, do you think that it was made? Because before when we read about it, he just washed for 7 days, so
Right.
it was just something that was just dirty. It was unclean. But right here, since he said that this will clean to him forever and to his seed, unto thine seed forever. Like at that moment, did it become something different than?
I can't say that. I can't say. I'd like to ask Captain Ben or ask the women in general. I don't think it's like a hereditary type bacteria infection. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't think it turns into that. I think it has a different meaning. But I double check with Cap when you get back.
One more question: was his servant a heathen? Was
What's
Elijah's servant a heathen?
No, why you said
It
that?
was Israel.
No, why you said that?
I just asked.
What made you ask that?
Because I was stuck on the leprosy forever.
No,
It went to his seed forever.
No, he's not. No, we as Israel can get leprosy. You see what I'm saying? Like, his servant was not a heathen though. But you know, we as Israel, we can get leprosy too. That's why the law was in there for us.
Okay. Now we have 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 1 through 7. First in the Hebrew, then in the English. Right.
Okay. Who we at?
2 Kings chapter 6, verse 1 through 7.
2 Kings chapter 6, verse 1. Marwa, Banya, Hanabya Ayam, Al, Aliyashai, Na'a, Amakawam, Ashar, Anakanwa, Yeshabim, Shum, Lapundika, Tazar, Mamanwa, verse 2. Nalaka, Na'a, Ayin, Hayaradun, Wanapaka, Mashum, Ayash, Kovara, Aka, Aisha, Lanwa, Shum, Makawam, Shabbat, Shum, Oyamar, Akawa, verse 3. Oyamar, Ha'akad, Hawa'al, Ma'ab, Olaka, Ibadika, Oyamar, Anya, Alak, verse 4. Oyalak, Atham, Oyaba'awa, Hayaradana, Hayaradunha, Oyagazarwa, Ha'itazam, Ha'akab, Mapayaw, Hakomara, Wa'ab, Hamarazal, Nepal, Hamayam, ويتزعيك ويمار أها الدنيا وهوا Sha'awal, verse 6. Wayamar, Ayash, Alahayim, Anah, Nepal, Wayara, Ahana, Wayara, Ahawa, Makwakwa, Wayakwatazab, Aitazab, Wayashalak, Shema, Wayatazab, Hamarazal, verse 7. Wayamar, Haram, Rakah, Wayashalak, Yadwa, Wayakwakawa. That's it.
Second Kings chapter 6, verse 1. And the son of the prophet said unto Elisha, Behold now, the place where we dwell with thee is too strength for us. Verse 2. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, and let us make us a place there, where we may dwell. And answered ye, and he answered, Go ye. Verse 3. And he said, Be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. Verse 4. So he went with them, and when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood. Verse 5. But as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water. And he cried and said, Alas, master, for it was borrowed. Verse 6. And the man of the Most High said, Where fell it? And he showed him the place. And he cut down a stick and cast it in thither. And the arm did swim. Verse 7. Therefore he said, Take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. Amadian.
La Yasha'ala.
Mariam. Wakniya Aquadam. Wakniya Aquadam. Which means rise and face the east.
We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in the English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shukah.
Shukah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malak Wakah.
Wakah.
Neba'ah. Zaka.
Zaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Barakzah.
Barak.
Kawah. Ayah.
Ayah.
Shemayim. Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Become.
Come.
Call.
Call.
Yawah. Wasalakanawa.
Salakanawa.
Kabuwakanawa. Kasalakanawa. Kabuwakanawa. Wala'ah. Ya'aynawa. What is say one? Ball. Habashaynawa. Mayan. Ride. Kiyah. The cup. Amalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahapapah Ra. Aybalama. Ahmad. Our Father.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Kingdom
Thy
come.
will be done
Thy will be done.
in earth
In earth.
as it is in
As it is in
heaven.
heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread.
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Give us our debts.
As we forgive our
As we
debtors.
forgive our debtors.
Lead us not
Lead us not
into
into
temptation,
temptation,
but deliver us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Hashem Yahushua.
By Hashem Yahushua.
By Kushah.
Baruch
The thunder now.
Thundernaw.
The cup.
Ka,
The cup.
ka,
By Pa'ah.
ar, pa,
Call Maka'Allah.
ko, ka, ka, wa,
The call Madawa.
Call Madawa.
wa,
The cup.
Cup.
That's a heart.
Tahar.
Amatazarite.
Hamatazarite.
The cup.
Cup.
The Hakri.
Hakim.
The Mathi.
Hakim.
The cup.
Cup.
Arakawa.
our, wa,
Hatama'ala.
Allah.
The Darushan.
Garshan.
By Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
The Wadamah.
wa, and the angels. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh,
Name Yahushua.
please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is blessed Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Barakanawa.
Barakanawa.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Mahabiyah.
Mahabiyah.
Sapori. Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Fuck.
Bagud.
Gun.
Bagud.
Gun.
By Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
The Wadamah.
Wadamah.
And then the angel, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh,
Name Yahushua.
bless us.
Bless
us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
In the name of Yahweh,
Name Yahushua.
thank you so big.
Thank you so big. This is the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wamayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Tazabiyah.
Alawat Yahan.
Alawakyahan.
Alawatiyim.
Alawakyahan.
Asarayim.
Asarayim.
Akwatazayim.
Akutazayim.
Akiyayim.
Akayayalim.
Waha Akwatiyim.
Baha'akwathan.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Wadamah.
Wadamah.
And in the end, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh.
And
And
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
And Mike.
And Mike.
And the angel.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Manager Yahweh.
General.
General.
Cat.
Cat.
The officer. Troop.
Troopers.
And the sister.
And the sisters.
In the name of Yahweh.
Name Yahushua.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh. Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha.
Aisha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahari.
Ahahari.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah. Azaria.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa'aratza.
Wa'aratza.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Amawat.
Amawat.
Regalka.
Oh.
Al-Yalawam.
Al-Yalawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Kana.
Kana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yalawam.
Yalawam.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yeshun.
Yeshun.
Shawbar.
Shawbar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamika.
Yamika.
Yamamam.
Yamama.
Ashma.
Ashma.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yirka.
Ka.
Wayara.
Wa'ara.
Waliyala.
Waliyala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashmarka.
Shamarka.
Korai.
Korai.
Yashmar.
Shamar.
Atnapashi.
Atakash.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashmar.
Shamar.
Taza'ah.
Taza'ah.
Wawaka.
Wawaka.
Mayata.
Ayatah.
Wa'ai.
Ayat.
Awlam.
Amam.
Amon.
Amam.
In the angels, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my
From
help?
whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from
The
Yahweh.
help comes from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Even though I suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth
He
thee,
that keepeth
he
thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Yahweh
Yahweh
So Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalm 83. Hayim.
Hayim.
Al-Dabayalaka.
Al-Dabayalaka.
Al-Fakarash.
Al-Fakarash.
Al-Tashakwat. Al-Biyahana. Al-Yabika. Yahamid one. Al-Shanayim. Al-Sha'aw. Ra'ash. Al-Aimaka. Al-Riyamba. Sawad. Al-Tazawad. Al-Tazawad one year. Mara. Makawa. Wanakaki. Wagawa. Wala'ah. Yizkar. Sham Yasha'al. Aywad. Kiyah. Nawa'ai Tazawad. La. Yakadwa. Al-Yakad. Yah. Yakarafwa. Aholia. Al-Wam. Yeshua Aliyam. Mawa'aba. Wahagari. The ball. Item one. And Malak. Falashab. I'm Yeshabia. Tazawar. Dam Ashawar. Nalawa. Aymam. Ayawab. Zarawad. Manyilabat. Salat. Aishalaham. Madi. Kasi Yasira'ah. Kigabri. Wanakol. Fayashma. Nashimadwa. Fa'ayanda Ara. Ayawab. Daman. La'adama. Shiyatamba. Yapawa. Ka'ara. Because of Abba. Because of Ba. Maka Tazalmanai. Call Nisaya Kumba. Bashar. Amara. Ayarashad. Lanawa. Na'awa. Alahayim. Shiyatamba. Kagaga. Kwash. Panya Rakab. Ka'ash. Taba Ira Ya Wakalahaba. Talahat. Hardy. Khan. Datma. Masa Irika. Wasapaka. Taba Halam. Mala'ah. Panyaham. Kwalawan. Kwashwa. Shimka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Yabahawa. Ayai. Yakapara. Yabadwa. Yeah. Shimka. Yahawa. Yabaka. Ayawan. Alcohol. Razam. Amor.
And then the angels, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
and lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thine people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thine hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a
That
nation.
the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
There be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom
Tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
And the Ishmaelites.
Moab,
Moab.
the Hagarenes,
The Hagarenes.
Baal,
Baal.
Ammon,
Ammon.
Amalek,
Amalek.
Philistines,
Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher has also joined with them.
Asher also joined with them.
They have hoped in the children of Lot.
They have hoped the children of Lot.
Salah, do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As you sincere.
As you sincere.
As you defend.
As you defend.
As the broken
With
son.
the broken son.
Which perish at Endor.
Which perish at Endor.
They become as dung to the earth.
Then it came to come to the earth.
Make their nobles like a
Make
red.
their nobles like bread.
And like Zeb.
And I said, hey,
Yea,
yeah.
their princes.
All their princes.
all their princes,
All their princes
All
as
their-
Zabah.
All their princes as Zabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said, let us take to
Let
ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh
the house of Yahweh.
in possession.
In possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a hill.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burns a
As
wood.
the fire burns the
And
wood.
as a flame set up the mountain on fire.
Let the flame set the mountains on
So
fire.
persecute them
So persecute
with thy
them
tempest,
with thy tempest.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid
with thy
with
storm.
thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
so that
shame.
they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded,
Let them be confounded.
in trouble forever.
In trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame,
let them be put to shame.
and perish,
And perish.
that men may know
And men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the Most High
over all the earth.
of all the earth.
So big.
So big.
These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
To evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Thy prophets,
the teachers,
teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
priests,
the priests,
the Israelite
the
brothers,
Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses,
Evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen.
and shake loose the
And
treasures
say, loose the
of
treasure
the rich of
of the
Israel
rich of Israel.
that refuse to give to the
They
school.
refuse to get to the school.
Force their riches,
Force their riches
enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
Say, evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites,
the nations,
the nations,
and their drug
and
dealers,
their drug
the
dealers,
court system,
court system,
the prison system,
princes,
the Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and all,
Amalek synagogues and all,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
the Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Kazakamataza,
Casa
the
Comitatus,
gay movement,
the gay movement,
gay movement,
the gay
the
movement,
lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space program,
army,
army,
navy,
navy,
air force,
air force,
Marine,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
and the airways,
in the
the
airways,
cable access channel,
cable access
and
channel,
the radio channel.
and the radio
To
channel.
hit the spirit
The spirit
of alien people
million people
that seek to stop us
seek to stop
and
us,
bring swift destruction
bring swift
to
destruction
all the evil
to all
that
the
stand in the way
stand in the way,
or try to stop us
try to stop
from
us,
broadcasting your word
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and
through
fro
the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and serve them.
Let the
The
plagues
slaves,
shake the house of the thief
the house of the thief,
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahushua,
The Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel,
come down with the flying
come
saucer
down with the flying
and
saucer,
punish all the evil
punish all the
that
evil
come up against
that
us
come up against us.
as we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word,
Cause it to be known
cause it to be known
by all
by all.
that it is the angels that have done it.
It's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy covenant.
Cause them to shake thy
In
covenant.
the name of Yahushua,
And Yahushua,
thank you always.
thank you always,
So be it.
so be it.
This uh Ablakian Shishabian Yeshab. Men of Israel, prepare to salute the Torah. Gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak Yah.
this concludes the Sabbath service. We're gonna give.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Michael Shabbat, Imani, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
Yadi Matah, Sal, Sisters Imani, which means stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imani Shabbat, Imani, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatham Hashem Yahushua. Yadi Matah, class dismissed.